Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to do an update on the 120 gallon frag tank and also our 100 gallon tank in my living room. So obviously in the last few episodes I've been fragging all the coral in my main tank and moving it over to this frag tank. As you can see, there's a couple small things you can see right here that have changed, and we'll go ahead and show that all to you. So firstly, one of the biggest things is I've been 3D printing these little guys right here, little egg crate holders to make frag racks. And I've been printing them non-stop so I can get the egg crate on the base level up and then go ahead and put all the frags in. As you can see, I've moved some of the frags back from the main tank. Originally, I had them here in this tank, but it wasn't doing very well, so I moved it back to the main tank and then back again to this tank. And as you can see, one of the biggest differences is I have a new little light bar to add more white light instead of just the Reef light, which is all blue. This is the alley Reef bar that you've seen with like Telegram, Inappropriate Reefer, these other YouTubers that have tried it out, and I figured I'd give it a shot because I needed a white bar just to offset all the blue, just to, you know, create some kind of balance for the coral in this tank. And overall, it's a pretty good price. It was only, I think, $60 something for the 48 inch, and it did only take about a week to get here. But as you can see, a lot of these corals are pretty much fragged and ready to go. We'll be having a frag show later this year in November. So if you guys are here in Las Vegas, it'd be definitely cool to sell some coral for the first time. I've never actually done that before as an actual vendor, so that'll be fun. Now, one thing you'll see in this tank is that the Valentini puffer is no longer in this tank. Unfortunately, I found out it does eat coral, namely all the sticks, all the acropora in this tank. So unfortunately, I had to bring it back to the local fish store. But the Coral Beauty is doing fine. The Bristletooth tang didn't make it, unfortunately, but I was able to get another tang. I got a Scopus tang, which is just like a black color tang, nothing too special. And then also a 6-line wrasse, just to keep pests away if I happen to find any. And he does a really good job at picking at things, so he'll be a good addition to the tank, and he luckily isn't too aggressive, at least not right now. So we'll see how that goes in the future. Now onto the main display. As you can see, it looks a lot different than it used to before. Quite a few things have changed on this tank, just to kind of make space for everything. And then of course I got to kind of reorganize everything now that I've removed a lot of coral and fragged it. Now, starting here on the left side of the tank, as you can see, this bird's nest, I moved it a couple more inches towards the front of the tank because it was starting to hit the rock behind it. I've removed both the hammer corals. They're going to be on a different part of the tank, but I've removed it because they're starting to sting the rostas down there. See all this death right there? There's nothing there anymore. It used to be just covered with zoas, but they're starting to grow too big. And then also on the left here, if you can see that right in dead center, there is actually like a black fungus that's growing and killing off a lot of the coral. So what I'm probably gonna do is in the next few days, I'll actually take that piece out and we'll give it a dip in maybe something like peroxide to kill off that fungus. Just so it no longer harms the zoas. I've seen it before and it's usually not that bad. It doesn't grow very fast, but we're going to go ahead and get rid of it. As you can see, a lot of the zoas that were here on the side underneath the bird's nest have been moved to the front of the tank, and that's just so they can get a little bit more light now that I have plenty of room. And I mean, I don't really like the way it looks. The whole tank in general looks more like more of a collection than it does a piece of art. if you kind of understand what I'm saying. Everything is just kind of placed in order. There's really nothing natural about it, but I'm okay with that for now. You know, those things will change later on once I just have more grow out and then I start getting newer pieces. The torch is doing as fabulous as usual. Still a favorite piece. This little Scully right here, I guess it's pretty much confirmed it's a button Scully, but it looks better and better day by day. It's getting more of a yellowish green hue now than it did before, but just absolutely fantastic. Other than that, the rest of this side is pretty much the same. The biggest one was just the removal of those hammer corals to somewhere else, so they stop killing each other. Obviously, I moved this torch up just so it's kind of out of the way of everything down here and doesn't just start a murder fest. Now, the mushroom collection that I had purchased previously, I've moved to the far left side of the tank. So you can see they're all down here on the sand. So 3 of these I picked up from the Frag swap, and then 1 is from my fish store, using a lot of credit that I got. So this is the one from the fish store, which is really cool, kind of unique. This Neptune bounce is actually doing pretty good. It's gotten a lot bluer since I've had it. And then it has little pink bubbles. It actually looks even better under just regular sunlight. The blue really stands out. It's not bad here, but it's actually, like I said, it's a lot better under actual sunlight. We do have the Jawbreaker, which is getting bigger by the day. Hopefully it'll start shooting babies off soon. And then we have this Eclectus mushroom, which is also doing pretty okay. I mean, it hasn't gotten bigger or anything. It's just kind of doing okay. We'll leave it at that. On the right side of the tank, as you can see, there's a big change here. Biggest ones were these hammers that were up there, have been moved down here, obviously, just to kind of give them their own little room. They really don't need much room because I don't have that many heads. And then both the frog spawn and that hammer is behind it, that were originally on the left side, they're now over here. And I'll just keep them there for now and kind of let them grow out. I just figured that was the best place for them just because it gives them the most room. Obviously, I've moved the Ghani garden a little bit just to give everything more space. And I actually kind of like the way it looks. It looks more like an actual Ghani garden than just kind of mismatched, misplaced things. Now, in the last few episodes where we fragged this grafted Monty, obviously I wasn't able to get the little green specks that you see right there. I wasn't able to get those off, but there's actually been a lot of growth right below it and right above it. See how it's going over the other coral right there? So that's pretty crazy. Hopefully I might maybe be able to get a little color out of it. But yeah, as this tank kind of recuperates from all the cutting and starts growing again, especially now since there's a lot more availability of calcium, alkalinity, everything else. Hopefully it'll start to look real good again. Hopefully by selling some of those coral, I can start getting into more high-end coral, which is one thing I'd really like to do. Get those Colorado sunbursts, those OG bounce mushrooms, everything like that. Hopefully it'll be really good. But thank you guys for watching. I know this was kind of a quick update, but hopefully the next few episodes will be more interesting. As always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.